there is a point in American Siege where one of the characters rounds on Bruce Willis and says, and I quote, "Christ, at least act like you give a shit." I don't know if that was intentional or not. It was fucking hilarious. It was my favorite part of the movie, and it happened in the first 10 minutes. Yeah. So, what is this? American Siege is at least the fourth or fifth, I think it's the fourth, at least the fourth I remember, collaboration between Edward Drake and Bruce Willis. My word, Luke, what are the other monster hits these two men have done together? Breach, Cosmic Sin, and the very, very, very recent Apex. So we've had Edward Drake and Bruce Willis do 3 sci-fi movies together. And then I see the poster for this, American Siege. What does that make you think of, American Siege? This Murphy dude and Bruce Willis. What does it make you think? Like, oh, there's going to be a siege. It's going to be action and stuff. It's going to be intense. Yeah. This movie, I pause it. I'm like, what? How much have I watched of this? Surely something is about to happen. It's 43 minutes, and I'm still waiting for things to happen. It still feels like it's building up, and I'm like, I get it. Let the siege happen now. Nope, more build up, and more things happen. No, come on, let's get some action going on here. And it's led to me to thinking, all right, do you know why there aren't many B-grade dramas? Like, I mean proper drama movies. It's because in order to pull those off, you need to have really good actors in it to carry the drama and the characterizations and things like that. Bruce Willis movies do not have that. So why they are determined to focus on that sometimes is mind-boggling. American Siege. Why aren't we sieging yet? We're just hanging out inside and outside going, you gonna go me? Yeah, we're gonna go, yeah. Well, we gotta do this. No, well, we're doing this. Oh, fucking money is do something? What is it with movies I'm watching recently where nothing happens and they're just people just talking at each other forever, endlessly? My goodness. So this one dude gets released from prison, and him, this woman, and this other dude break into this doctor's house to find out who murdered this other woman 10 years ago. And then the cops find out, and the bad guys who do drugs in the town find out, and they want to... And then the siege happens. And for a movie, like, not only is the siege about to happen, like, I feel like the next George R.R. Martin book's going to turn up before anything exciting happens in this fucking movie, but, you know, we got some corrupt-ish cops there. They're owned by this one bad guy. It's the Murphy dude, Timothy Murphy. And there's a time limit, right? Like, the people in the house go, you got 30 minutes to tell us what happened to my sister or my girlfriend, whatever. And then the bad guys are just like, all right, we got 20 minutes. Oh, the FBI is going to be all over this place. We got to get in there, kill them, and burn down the drug lab. There's spoilers in this review, by the way. I'll put that in the title or the description or whatever. Anyway, there's time limits. Like, there's self-imposed time limits in this movie. Then the movie just proceeds to be untense. Untense? Yeah, that's a word. Non-tense. Boring. And take its sweet-ass time getting to anything exciting. Just a whole bunch of character stuff. It just reminded me of when I'm watching Out of Death. And rather than watch anything interesting, I'm watching all the cheaper actors interact with each other because they're there for the whole shoot and the stars aren't. And no offense to Mr. Timothy Murphy, I'm not really aware of him. I'm sorry. I've probably seen you. Your face is recognizable, character actor or something like that. But the only person I really remembered was Bruce Willis, of course. That's it. And I think I saw a couple of side actors and something in other shitty Bruce Willis movies. But there's no second in this movie to kind of beef it up. You know, you usually got Bruce Willis and Hayden Christensen, Bruce Willis and Jesse Metcalfe, Bruce Willis and other young kind of washed up kind of dude. You know, that kind of thing. No offense to those guys. Sorry. But This movie is pretty much like I'm sitting there going like this is so slow and moving in such real time. I'm like, how are they going to write Bruce Willis out of this? Oh yeah, the bad guy arrives and tells Bruce Willis to fuck off, and he does, only for about half an hour later or something like that, just to turn around and go back and save the day. So this movie feels like it happens in real time, not in an exciting 24 way, just in a we're hanging out, twiddling our thumbs, waiting for something to bloody well happen kind of way. How do you make at least like three? Like, all right, they weren't amazing sci-fi movies, but at least there was action. They kept moving. They weren't as boring. This movie is not so much an action, just like a kind of suspense drama, and it doesn't work when you don't have all that many actors with the chops to sell it all. I don't know, man. At least when there's a sci-fi setting involved, it kind of like gives you something to distract your brain and look at it. Instead here, I was just, this is it. In fact, this same thing is what this one lady does this whole movie, but with a sniper rifle, just pretty much like, do I shoot yet? No. Oh, things are going to shit. Nope. I'll just sit. I'll just lay here. Oh my god. Do something. Alright, that's the whole movie. American Siege. There's also, they also do a similar thing that they did in Apex. Like in Apex, all the first round baddies are pretty much killed. And so the second honcho goes, don't worry. I got this. And calls in more bad guys. This time you get like a bad guy montage of bad guys being like, yeah, I'll be right there. Or, you know, they're in a job or they're doing something and it's just like, I'll be right there, and just leave what they're doing to go be a mercenary and hitman or whatever. They do the same thing in this other movie, Apex, like that they do in the American Siege. I don't know, man. I don't know. This movie wasn't very exciting. And the annoying thing is this movie really wasn't very anger-inducing either. I like having a good fun rant in these. I like having a go. It's a 3 out of 10. This is one of the more forgettable shitty Bruce Willis movies, really. There's nothing to really latch onto. The story's kind of cliched and dull. You always kind of know where it's going because it takes its sweet-ass time getting there. It's like being told we're going to the shops. And rather than drive on a car at a decent speed, we ride a mobility scooter that's run out of batteries or something. I don't know what I'm trying to say. What I'm trying to say is there's usually something I can sink in my teeth into and have fun with something like this. This one, not so much. Thanks, 2022. I think I'm going to start going back to old movies. I've not watched a good new movie for a while. Man. Christ, can you even act like you give a shit? At least, or whatever.